Hello everyone, my name is Michael Asserbot and this is part 2 of my tutorial. And on this tutorial we'll be showing you some animations with our two bots here, and in addition we'll be adding some camera effects such as shake, camera fade, and some sounds to go along with our matinee. So this is where we ended off last time, and as you can see our camera actors were added here for us automatically, so our matinee keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it will as long as we keep adding new either cameras or meshes which we are moving. To start off with though, in order to do animations, you first want to have your actor classes set in here, your physics set. So by control clicking both of these limbs here, we can push F4 and go into their properties. And there you'll see it'll look kind of like this, and you can open up movement. And under physics, you want to make them interpolating. This is just allowing them to be able to be moved throughout your cinematic instead of having a rigid body in which you can't actually move. So to start off with, we can take, well, what we want to do is to add animations. So if you click on either one of these people that we have here, these are their cameras that are in front of them. So our first camera is pointing at this guy here. So let's take him and let's add him an empty group and call him bot1. So here we have bot1, and underneath, under their properties, you'll see group animation sets. And what you're going to want to do is click add new item. So there's pre-animations in UDK in which we will use. So we go up to the content browser now, open it up, and what we'll do is we will take animation sets up here, and what we're going to want to look for is we can type in male, and we're going to have an animation set created for male characters, which is what we have. So as long as that is selected here, we can minimize, and we can apply by pushing this green arrow here. This is applying the animation set to our first bot for us. While we're doing that, we might as well click the second bot as well, do a new empty group and call him bot2, and we can, using this green arrow or plus sign, we can add it and apply that same animation set. So now both of these characters have animation sets associated with them. So now we're going to take this bot1 and we're going to have them essentially have a little duel here. So with that, we're going to want to add a movement track to this bot. We're going to want to add a animation set as well, and we can also add a event track. So the movement track is moving the bot. That's how we'll move him physically, by dragging him like so. The animation set is what we will be actually doing animations, so maybe holding up a gun or backpedaling or falling down. And the events are things we'll call outside of this editor here and inside of our UDK. So for example, if I click here and I want to add a shooting event here, we can close out of this and we'll see shooting now pop up here along with our skeletal mesh actors. So that's how the events are used. What we'll want to do with these though first is to set up their animations. So kind of have to decide which bot we want to win. So I'm going to say bot 1's going to win, and he's right here. So I'm going to have him first. I'm going to find him in here, moving this aside. So this is our bot that's going to win. So what we'll do is we'll say after our camera movements around them, which we got up to 6 seconds, so let's go out to 10 seconds. And here at 6 seconds is when the cameras stop moving on him. So we'll take his movement and we will move him back now for let's say 2 seconds. So with this key selected, the second one, we're going to have him move back this distance. So 2 seconds, he will move that far. However, notice how he's stationary. He's not animated, even though we have an animation set with him. What we have to do is we click this animation track here, and once he starts moving back, if we push enter, These are all the animations that come with him so far because of the animation set that we have. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to find a run. This is backward. I'm not sure what the riff stands for, but if we click here, this animation now takes that long, so that's him moving back. But since it's too short, we'll probably want to set the time that he will be running for. So what we can do is copy this key by clicking it and going to the edit up here and duplicating selected key. With it clicked, we can just arrow key over and keep duplicating these keys the whole time that we have him animated running back. You'll also notice, I'm going to make this a little shorter so it ends nicely. You also notice that up here you have this 0.10 that I have set. If you do it at 0.5, that means all your keyed movements move 0.5. So it's kind of handy to keep it everything relatively organized for you. And so if we play this part here, we'll see him, oops, we don't need that window. We will see him now running backwards. Yep, and that's what we want. However, we also want him, once he's done moving backwards now, we want to have him shoot this other bot. So if we take our shooting event, we can move it to about 8 seconds. So if we move it to 8, that's pretty close to where we want. And we'll put it there, 7.8 seconds. And if we close out now, the shooting event that's attached here, we're going to want to add an action. So we want something to happen when that event occurs. And if we go to new action and we come to cinematic, we have dummy weapon fire. This is basically just saying in our cinematic we're having this occur even though they don't have any guns attached to them yet. So what we'll do is we'll set the origin of where we're shooting, which is this guy, our Liam here, and he's going to be shooting at what target, which is him. So if we were to move this origin or this target, they would always shoot from this location to this location. So it's pretty handy. Now that we have this, we can go back in our matinee here and we can watch it all occur. So with this dummy fire weapon, we also can select the shots fired. We can put it to 2, and we also want to give them a weapon. We'll just give them a rocket launcher. It looks pretty deadly. So in order to view this, though, we also will want to play it in an actual game type. So by building down here, we can make sure everything's up to date, and we're also going to need a light so we can see what's going on. So open up in our content browser, actor classes, type in DOM for dominant, and we can throw in a directional light. This is just letting us be able to see exactly what's going on, and we can build the light.